Hi everyone, it's me again, Kiana, and welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see from the title of this video, we are going to be doing my March TBR. I still, for the love of God, cannot believe that it is going to be March when I'm still processing March of last year when quarantine for 2 weeks began. Anyways, I have 5 books here on my TBR. It could be different. I always try so hard to stick to my TBR, but there's always that one book I never get to because I always change it out for a different book. So let's just go ahead and get started with this video. The first book I plan on reading is Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare. This is the second book in the Last Hours trilogy. You know, the first one being, of course, Chain of Gold, which is over there, that it follows the children of Tessa and Will, and along with Cecilia and Gabriel, and Will and Charlotte, and the adventures that they're going through. The last book, a plague was entering through London and the Shadowhunters were having to quarantine, which I thought was extremely coincidence because last year when it got released in March, about 2 weeks later, quarantine in the United States hit. I'm looking forward to reading this and I can't wait. So if nobody remembers, my goals for 2021 was to have like a set list. I read a middle grade, either poetry or manga, and I read an Owl Crate book that I've had for a while and a book that I've had on my TBR for a while. So the book that I have had on my TBR for at least the longest is Muse of Nightmare by Lily Taylor. I read Strange Dreamer literally last year in January and I never continued on with the series. So Strange Dreamer follows Laszlo Strange, and Laszlo Strange is an orphan. He grew up with monks and hearing basically the story of Weep, because for some reason when he was about like 15 or so years old, the name stopped existing. Nobody could remember what the name was, so they called it the City of Weep. So when he was older, he was able to go to the library, like be a librarian, and is able to go with this collective group of people to go to the City of Weep and see what happens. I remember loving Stranger Dreamer, and I just cannot wait to continue on with this series because everyone loves Muse of Nightmares. So the manga I plan on reading this month is Fairy Tale Volume 2 by Hiro Mishima. This basically just follows celestial wizard named Lucy, and by celestial wizard I mean she works with the zodiac signs, Taurus, Libra, Leo, Cancer, all of that. But she wants to get into fairy tale, and she works besides with this wizard Natsu and his bizarre flying cat Happy. Their job is to steal, in this one, a book from the notorious Duke Everlew, but the eccentric Everlew has killed wizards before, and Lucy's team is walking right into his death trap. I really liked Volume 1, and there's like a lot of these out, so I'm slowly catching up, so I can't wait to read this one. My middle grade for this month is going to be Winterborn Home for Vengeance and Valor, Unlock the Secrets by Ali Carter. I think this is like the UK edition. And this follows 5 extraordinary kids. We follow April when she arrives at the Winterborn Home for Orphans. She's already planning her escapes, but Winterborn isn't like anywhere else she has lived. For one thing, the kids seem remarkable in different ways. For another, the group of misfits feel more like a family than April has dared to hope for. But at Winterborn, nothing is what it seems and no one is who they say they are. I have really been enjoying middle grades, depending like on the one that I'm finding. So hopefully I will enjoy this a lot. I like the color, like the cover. It's like just, it draws your attention. And then for my Owl Crate, instead of reading an older one, I really want to read a new one. And I'm going to be reading the one that came out in January, which is Lore by Alexander Brackett. This, on the back, says, "You may deny the fates, but they will not deny you. Fighting them will not save you from what is ahead." For 7 years, the Agon begins. As punishment for a past rebellion, 9 Greek gods are forced to walk the earth as mortals. They are hunted by the descendants of ancient bloodlines, all eager to kill a god and seize their divine power and immortality. Magagor, Lore Perseus, fled the brutal world, turning her back on the hunt's promise of eternal glory after her family was murdered by a rival lion. For years, she pushed away any thought of revenge against the man, now a god, responsible for their death. Yet as the next hunt dawns over New York City, 2 participants seek her out. Castor, a childhood friend Lore believes to be dead, and Athena, one of the last original gods, now gravely wounded. The goddess offers Lors an alliance against her brutal enemy and a way to leave the Agon behind forever, but Lors' decision to rejoin the hunt, binding her fate to Athena's, will come at a deathly cost, and it may not be enough to stop the rise of a new god with the power to bring humanity to its knees. I love Greek mythology so much, so I'm really excited to read this. But yes, so far those are all the books I plan on reading in the month of March. Comment down below what you plan on reading, and I will hopefully see you guys very soon for another video. Bye guys.